Hello, everybody. Welcome into Wednesday night, August 7th, 2024. I am the Echo. That confirms the audio. Easiest way to do it. Forget I'll leave the audio on. Welcome into KenStyle Live with the Zoom Homies. Zoom Homies with KenStyle Live. We have Greg. We have Sam. We have Rich. We have Jeff. One of the Jeffs. Jeff Ryman is here. William is here. Looks like he's building a new computer, maybe. And Darren Gilholm. Why is that showing? Chris should not be working. That one was disabled. Wait a minute. Why is that showing Chris's? Did somebody trigger? Did somebody do an exclamation HB? Or did it just come on? It wouldn't surprise me if it just came on by itself. It's kind of been a weird computer day for me. John did, but it should not trigger because I have it disabled. But it sure was playing both on OBS and it looked like the stream itself. So let me go verify that.
You had to have a space after some of that.
Yeah, some you do, some you don't. But I'm trying to verify that.
Tony Wallow said normal ooh.
Maybe it didn't play across YouTube. It played on OBS because it caught my eye. I did an experiment with Firefox tonight. I disabled the ad blocker, and it came right up.
John Williams said, "Hey Ken."
Yes, I did disable it. I know. That's why I'm saying I'm trying to figure out why it ran on OBS because I have it locked as well as, oh well, I mean, I know I saw it. It's no big deal. I do have a slight headache tonight. I don't know how long I'm going to go. I was debating on even doing the show. Just developed a headache around 7 o'clock.
Tony Wallow said, subscribe.
There we go. I think it runs the same. Yeah, I think it doesn't make any difference if it's, but we can't, I thought we shut them both off. Well, somebody will try it again in a minute and we'll see if it works or not, but it's working now.
And you're, oh, okay. All right. I had to scroll down to see what that meant.
Kind of frustrating afternoon. I wanted to do something after Doug's comment about what he made that I troll him on his show. So I wanted to show my love for Doug and show my Doug wall. And that's what the trailer was all about tonight.
John Williams said, Wonka Wonka Wonka.
But I couldn't do it the way I wanted to do it. I mean, I got it done and it's okay, but it's not exactly what I wanted. And then I put the reactor background behind it, and I thought that looked pretty cool. And then I added the music to it, and this is the full version of the music without speeding it up or slowing it down. So we'll see if I get dinged on that tonight or not. I don't know. I shouldn't, but I didn't get dinged on the other one. It's still distinguishable. Yes, I haven't changed the dad joke. I should disable the dad joke for now. Shouldn't be in two different things, so pretty lazy afternoon other than I was working on that. Mrs. K and I discussed a trip in late October, early November.
토니 왈로
It's gonna be about a
세드
week
헬로
long.
그레카이.
It's going to be north. We might actually venture up into the great state of Wisconsin during that time. But that's so far away, I'm not going to worry about it. It was the preliminary discussion. For once, in 17 years, she actually said, I have an idea about doing something on vacation. And she didn't wait until the last day of October to say, hey, let's go on vacation for a week. That would have been normal. So she asked me how I felt about that. I said, I think it's great. You're not waiting until the last minute. How is the audio for the Zoom homies? I was looking at the mixer and it looks like it might be a little bit low.
Good. On Zoom.
Right. You're bouncing into the yellow, so that's good. Mine looks to be a little...
Tony Wallow said normal ooh.
This. I did
You
make
might
one.
even be just a tiny bit loud, not much.
Yeah, according to the
Over the
mixer,
air.
I am. Yeah, so that's I just made a change, and I'm gonna go look at something over in Zoom itself. Yeah, the Zoom is about not even 50%, so I should be pretty good on Zoom. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. Let me know on Zoom how that sounds now. Give it a second for it to go into effect. Is that lower, same, worse? Okay, so according to the mixer, it's lowered significantly, but the mixer's for OBS going out over YouTube. How do I sound on Zoom now?
A tiny bit lower than you did, but still, it's okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it right there then. And then Tony said audio is normal going out for you guys, so I'm not gonna mess with that one. I'm gonna leave it. It's at about 60% in Zoom, so, and it's barely bouncing into the yellow on the mixer on OBS, so we're good there. If I get to feeling better, I do plan on having a premiere tomorrow right after Doug to show you how I put together the thing I did today. Was that ever fun? Let me tell you. It's not like riding a bicycle, I will tell you. I thought, well, this will be easy. I do this all the time. Part of it was pretty simple. What I showed Jeff the other night, what Doug does with his videos he puts on his picture in the background, that part was easy. What I wanted to do and what I ended up doing, though, I couldn't get to work out. And I probably tried it 100 different ways. I know I tried every setting in this one function to see if I could do it. I couldn't do it. But yet I know that could be done because I've done it before. So just wasn't thinking right or something on that. And that's about all I got for today. Oh, VA canceled my eye appointment today. Thank you very much, VA. Just give me a call. No reason. We've got to change your eye appointment. Please call us and reschedule. So when I go down there on the 23rd, I'm just going to go up to the 4th floor and say, I'm here. Can you look at my eyes now? Got one in the right, got one in the left. They work. That'll be the eye appointment. Of course, they won't see the humor in that, and sure they won't think it's very funny. No? Nobody got anything? Bill, you working on your new computer? You got all the components now?
No, I still need a CPU and a RAM and memory.
So you're just, putting the motherboard in to have it all ready to go when you get that stuff?
Yeah. See, which was the
Tony Wallow said.
port here?
What kind of a socket you got in it? What's the CPU?
It's going to be a Intel i7 1300K. 13700K.
Same as mine, right?
Yeah.
So it's a LGA 1700 socket.
Okay, so it's going to be what, the 13th something or
Yeah.
other?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. And somebody's joining us. Oh, Chris Garrett's joining us.
Hmm.
That is not Mrs. K that made that comment. I put that in there. I just wanted to make sure that this was working, and it is. She's going to give me a like. She doesn't know it yet, but there. I don't know. It showed that being the 5th like, so we'll see.
Okay, let's see.
ZH works. I really need to sit
John
down
Williams said Mrs.
and
K.
work on those.
What's William Dawson got? A new computer build?
He's working on it. Yep. Hello, Chris.
Hey,
He's waiting for you to send him a CPU, Chris.
yeah.
And memory. And what was the other thing?
The RAM.
Oh, and the RAM. Yeah, those. I said memory, the RAM. So the CPU, RAM, and I thought you said 3.
Jim
And that's his
KJ3N said hopefully
and his
Intel will get
storage
their head out
is
of their
right.
ass shortly.
I can bring you my Dodge Ram.
Oh, I gotta see that video. Are you bringing the Dodge Ram into the computer, or are you taking the computer out to the Dodge Ram? That video I will watch.
I'm taking the Dodge Ram to him.
I think you should use a Dodge Power Wagon personally.
A what?
Power Wagon.
Make sure
You
it's got the
remember
big
those?
space so you can get in it.
Dodge Power Wagon. I've heard of it.
That used to be a thing back in the late 40s and early 50s. And in fact, I saw on a stream yesterday or the day before where some company is making a new Power Wagon with the same cab style they had back in the 40s and 50s.
Hmm.
Everything else modern, but their cab style was like the old ones. Those were pretty tough things. I remember when I was in high school, my best friend's dad had one out on their farm, and you could get in that thing and you could run over a 2 or 3 inch tree with it and not even break a sweat. Because my buddy did it.
Yeah, Dodge vehicles have always been good. Not just trucks, but the vehicles have always been good.
I don't know which Dodge you're buying.
I got the 2013 Ram, and it hadn't given me
No, I knew too many people in the
Wintermute said, "Hey
80s and
Ken."
90s that had
Hello,
Chrysler
Intermute.
weren't that great. But everybody can like what they like. I used to think Fords were good too, and I wouldn't say that again now, at least on their trucks.
I had several of the unique cars, like the Volkswagen. I drove that for a while with my mother's, and then I drove the Honda Element, but had never
You have a
had
Beetle?
had never
Did you have
had
a
like
Beetle?
Cruiser. I'd like to have a PT Cruiser.
PT Cruisers were crap, generally.
Yeah, I heard they
Yeah,
were.
I heard that.
Oh yeah, there's a Chevy
I
version.
drove one once, I mean, as a rental, when I went to see my wife and I flew down to Tucson to visit a friend of mine in Arizona.
What's that Chevy car that looks kind of like a PT Cruiser? It's kind of
Yeah,
car.
I think I know what you're talking about, Chris. I don't know its name.
The HHR.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think all vehicles have their problems though.
At one time or another, yes.
Oh, there was several years where Chevy trucks had transmission troubles and had fuel pump troubles.
Oh, me. I like the PT Cruiser, but then I started hearing a lot of bad things, and they look cool, like you said, but I never did think the HHRs were all that impressive myself.
Yeah, the PT Cruiser, the one time I drove one, didn't seem too bad, but it was the reliability of them that I heard was in question.
Yeah.
Man.
I think one of the best rentals I ever drove was I think it was a Mazda 6 is what the model was. That was a nice car. I really enjoyed that.
Of all the rentals I've driven, the last one I had when I went to New York to see my granddaughter's graduation was a Honda CRV.
Yeah.
That was a nice driving car and got good gas mileage.
Yeah, we like ours.
I'm giving serious consideration to getting one of them the next time I think I can afford a vehicle, but because I've had some other expenses here I didn't expect, that's not going to be for a while now. I'm going to be repairing the old crapper truck that I've got.
What year's your truck?
2014 F-150 Crew Cab. 3.5 liter EcoBoost, sucks a big one engine. Sorry about that.
How big's the gas tank?
It's 18 or 20 gallons.
Oh my gosh, I would not want to fill that up then.
It's probably about 20 or 25 gallons.
Yeah,
I don't remember when it's down nearly to empty. It takes a little over 18 gallons to fill it. And when gas was $4 a gallon, that wasn't cheap.
No, gosh, no.
Now,
About
I saw
$72
John
or
Williams
so.
said the HHR
What's
has
that?
the battery
saw
under the rear seat
gas
compartment
today at
next to
one
the spare
store.
tire.
I didn't know
Bad
the other
location.
stores, but this store was 309. I don't know if that's right or not.
John, I got a better one than that. Look up a Chrysler Sebring. Look where its battery is at. You have to take the left front tire off the car, meaning you have to jack the car up, take the tire off to get to the battery compartment. Brilliant idea, Chrysler. Love the car, though.
I've heard about that too.
Well, depends what year. The older ones, it was a 23-gallon tank, it says. The 2024 model is either 30.6 or 36-gallon tank, depending on the configuration.
How much?
Jim KJ3N said that's a Charlie
30.6 or
Foxtrot.
36. They've got two sizes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fill either one of those two up. I
uncle's
cringe.
got the-
Ours is 13 and a quarter, and I cringe when we fill it up lately with gas prices.
My uncle's got a L. I think it's a 250. It's got two tanks, diesel.
My dad had a Ford back in the 70s that had two tanks, which was
Well, he
kind of
only
nice.
drives it. He don't hardly ever drive it. He drives it when he goes fishing, pulls his boats, and maybe he was into racing one time, but I think he's kind of got out of it. I don't know. He pulled a race car a couple times.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. You'd be driving down the road and you get a warning that you were about to be low on fuel in the one tank, and you could just reach down and flip that lever and keep going like nothing ever was wrong. It was pricey to fill it up, two big tanks on there, but it was nice. It was really nice. Hello, Ghetto. Ghetto joins us a little bit late. You filling in for your cousin tonight or what? You're like 17 minutes late.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, big deal. So what? I'm here.
Turn that mic up, Josh.
No, he's got to get closer to it. Or go into Zoom. You could, hey, Ghetto, you could actually do that. You could go into the Zoom settings themselves and their audio settings.
John Williams said gas
and
price for regular
adjust
unleaded
your-
here is 3.19 per gallon.
$3.19 a gallon, nice. And adjust your microphone settings.
You got Babu?
That is better. Did you adjust it or what'd you turn up?
Yeah, I turned it up.
Okay. Yeah, that is much better. I can hear
Jim
you now.
KJ3N said let's see if Ghetto can stay out of trouble.
Place your bets now. Maybe that'll be the next one I do. That was fun working on the project until I got to the point where what I wanted to do, I spent probably a good 2 hours trying to do one thing, and I finally just said, you know what? I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to change the concept, and that's what I ended up doing. And the
Did you
premiere
wind up-
tomorrow was part one.
Did you
You
do
what,
Zoom
Chris?
last night? Did you stream or do Zoom last night?
No, it's a unlisted video right now that I use as a trailer for tonight's show, and I'm probably going to release it as a video. It's only 29 seconds in length. Probably going to go ahead and make it public after the show tonight. Sorry about that. The mouse was stuck over.
You mean the
Sam.
stream for last night was only 29 seconds?
Yeah, it was quick. Chris Gary wasn't here, so I said, that's it. We're not doing a stream. No, last night, normal, about 29 minutes, actually. Can
What
you
are you
not
doing,
find
bro?
it?
I had looked.
We figured you weren't here because you were enduring the weather.
No, I went to bed. Well, actually, I went to bed about 10, but I don't know what I was doing. What day one day I had a bad day. I said didn't take forgot to take my medicine one day. I think that was, I don't know.
Well,
Hey,
today's
Bill,
Wednesday. Yeah, I make sure I take my medicine first thing in the morning and after I wake up from my nap, first thing after the nap.
Yeah, it just slipped your mind sometimes.
It
Mine.
Oh,
can.
welcome on something.
He's working on his computer, Ghetto.
Oh, okay.
He's putting the motherboard that's missing some pieces into the case.
Oh, okay.
And that way, when he gets the remaining pieces he needs, he just gets to plug in those pieces and, excuse me, he'll be good to go. I don't see the other Jeff here tonight. He must be having some Zoom issues still.
Has he decided what to do about that computer? He didn't.
I
act
think
like
he's
it.
leaning to
No.
RMA in it, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him today at all.
Yeah.
Did see where Rick Lakes made a comment that, oh, speaking of comments, I forgot, and I meant to do this straight off the top of the show. Tony Wallow gifted 50 memberships again tonight. None of one went to an actual someone I actually know. The other 49, I have no idea who these people are. They're all in green. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that.
Tony
many
Wallow
members
said
that make you now?
subscribe.
You watch
So it
it?
hasn't shown up in the totals yet.
No, I'm just looking at. I haven't looked on the studio. I'm just looking over on the chat,
right.
and I
Yeah.
recognize that name, but I'm trying to remember if it. I don't think she's in the coin world. I believe she's from the Filipino world, but I'm not 100% sure. Now, I was running a little late tonight. I restarted the computer this afternoon, so I had to get StreamerBot and SpeakerBot going. Then I had to get Zoom going. Then I had to get OBS going. Then I had to get the clocks going. And at the very last possible moment, I glanced at the clocks, and I had CDT on the right, CDT on the left. So I had to go in and make that adjustment. I don't understand how that happens, but it happens. I don't understand it, but it happens. Oops, forgot to move the mouse again. Doggone it. And we got to have the conversation about muting the mic again. I see. So I will go look at the statistics and see if it shows up in the studio or not. Oh, I dropped one. Doggone it. I watched a really good video
Tony
today.
Wallow said you're welcome.
Probably they are there. It shows 73. No, I'm going to guess they are not there. Of course, I didn't look yesterday. So right now it's showing I have 73 members gained in the last 31 days, and that's down 69%. And the last members that it's identifying, let me see if I can bring OBS chat and see if any of these names show up. No, none of the names. So these are probably the last 50 Tony did a couple days ago. And I'm not seeing any new names. So they'll show up eventually. It's no big deal. No big deal at all. Thank you, Tony. I do appreciate it. Mike Wojcik was in chat. How did I miss all these people in chat? I've either got to change something or get up earlier or something. So Mike Wojcik was in chat. Rick Lakes was in chat. He's at his dad's hotel room. He'll be back tomorrow night. Hope he's having a good visit. John Williams said it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so they say, yeah, true. Mike said, hello, everybody. Good evening. Good evening, Mike. Yes, Sam, we disabled that. I don't understand it. Mrs. K.
Mrs. K was in there.
Yeah, well, Mrs. K's right there on that monitor, and Mrs. K's not here. She did send me a text. Oh, the homie saw this. Mrs. K this afternoon at 12:35, I think it was. Let me see what time they sent this. 12:05. Now, today's Wednesday. At 12:05, Mrs. K gets a message. Can you work nights, Saturday or Sunday this weekend? Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is Wednesday, so we've got Thursday and Friday to go through, and they already know they're going to be short Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
And
it's
she's
probably just a fact of life in that business, though.
and that building is a fact of life. Maybe in the business, I don't know. Long
I
Dog
don't
is
know.
in
I
chat.
mean,
Well, the
just,
thing is, what's weird is she's got a friend that works down there as a restorative nurse's aide, and she wants to come back and be a CNA, and they are denying her to come back as a CNA, but they're cutting her hours as an RNA. Now, what sense does that make?
what?
Yes, yes. It's crazy. So I told her, I said, well, put in your resignation as an RNA, reapply to the company as a CNA. You'll probably get hired at a higher rate anyway, because they need people because they're shorthanded.
Was she supposed to work? Was Mrs. K supposed to work this weekend some anyway?
Nope, this is her weekend off, and we've got
Okay.
some tentative plans.
Okay.
I know one thing we're going to do Saturday afternoon wouldn't interfere. She could probably work Saturday or Sunday night, but she's not going to. She said it would take the max bonus they have, which is right now $1,550 or $1,750. She wasn't sure, and even that's not worth it because she's going to be taxed on that extra pay at a higher bracket. So it's really not worth it.
So that actually moves her into a slightly higher tax bracket?
They would for those hours, yes. On the paycheck, it would say regular pay, X amount of hours, differential, blah, blah, blah.
Right,
And
but
then
at the end of the year, it's your total income that determines your marginal tax bracket.
That's true. That's true. But on the
They
check,
might withhold more and she'd have to wait to get it back or something. I don't know.
well, we always pay taxes, so I wouldn't know what it's like to
That's
get
a good
taxes
thing.
back.
Actually, you want to be paying a small amount at the end of the year. That way you're not loaning the government money.
Right. That's true. Apparently, Long Dog's having a little bit of a rough day, listening from a short distance from the computer. Yeah, me too. Got him right here in my ears. So I want to wrap this up. Got to go get some cold water. Not only do I have a headache, but I do feel like I have a fever right now. Again, I want to thank Tony Wallow for the 50 gifted memberships today. Hopefully, people will show up and something good will come out of it. We'll see Tony over on the Zoom here in just a few minutes. That's about it. I just want to give a
John Williams said good night, Ken.
Yeah.
wow. How did you
Tony's
get that?
certainly a good
How did
supporter
that
of everybody he knows.
do? What?
Tony's certainly a good supporter of everybody he knows.
He's a great, yes, very, very,
Great guy.
yes. Not enough kind words can be said for the support that he shows all the people that you're right that he knows. So my channel, Jim's channels, Doug's channel, it's amazing. So I'm gonna wrap this up with the generic, with the Zoom homies as well. Thank you guys for being here again, night in and night out. I'm gonna go find the Doug button.